Hey guys, Shadow Knight Comic coming back at you today. And today we're going to be doing a video for my top 10 slabs, for just as a general rule, that I like to cover. I have one in there where I graded personally myself, my first one. Kind of things like that. And I do apologize. I'm getting over the flu at the moment. But I still want to make this video anyways, try to keep up on the post. But yeah, so we'll go over that today. And, we'll start off with my first slab I ever graded. I was trying to get, the relative feel for grading, and I overestimated where I would be sitting. But then I looked at it, and there was a couple extra dings on it from CGC that weren't originally on the book, um, which makes me believe it was a little bit higher than what it was. But it would be the ASM 252, and I thought this was great about an 8.0 newsstand, and it came back as 7.0. Like I said, I was about a grade off, um, but like I said, there was a couple extra things on there that weren't originally on there, like that wasn't originally on the book, and there wasn't that crease on the top. Um, but yeah, it did have a couple spine ticks on it, and that's why I kind of gave it the 8.0 range. I was thinking maybe 7.5 at the worst, but it came back as 7.0, so I kind of figured where CGC was going to kind of grade things. But I mean, other than that, it was a nice looking book. Like I said, I just wanted to test it out and see where they would sit on the grade, and I was pretty close to it. Next one was a kind of a speculation buy, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose on those. But I've noticed over the course of past like maybe a couple months or so, this book has gone up in price, which is to my shock, and I don't really know why. I don't know if it's because of like some movie speculations again or something. But first appearance of Morbius, the Living Vampire, and it was the last 15-cent issue as well. This was like I said, this was kind of like a speculation buy. I got it at a really good price. It was when everything come crashing down. So I was like, yeah, might as well pick it up. And so that was definitely one of the slabs where it was kind of like a speculation. Nothing like, super crazy. I didn't want to spend a whole ton of money. So I like to get, those 1970s, 1960 books and about a mid grade. This was my most recent big purchase. Now I'm going to take this out of the plastic, get a little bit better. Now this was probably the biggest slab purchase I ever made was this guy. And this was a 5.0 of the first appearance of Juggernaut, and it was also the origin of Professor X. Really low, number of X-Men, off white to white pages. It wasn't like, again, probably that's the reason why I didn't go for as high, the off white to white pages. Some reason that makes, a huge difference when it comes to slabs, but my most expensive slab purchase. And it was a cool piece to purchase. Okay, so then I got another one here where this one is just strictly because I enjoy the cover, and it's one of my top, most people's tops favorite comic book artist, and that's Todd McFarlane himself. And I thought it was an amazing cover, and it's a nice newsstand 9.0 McFarlane signature. I probably overpaid on this one a little bit because sometimes you get into a bidding war, and that's how it happens. But still, I thought it was pretty cool. I always enjoy getting a newsstand if I can, and that was definitely one of the books where I'm like, you know what, that's a nice Todd piece. I definitely wanted that in my collection. And then this one, this is also one of my favorite artists as well. And this one apparently is a relatively difficult book to get. Sorry, there's some cat hair on it. Yeah, apparently it's a relatively difficult book to get. And I can't tell if that's on the outside or the inside of the slab. But there seems to be some stuff on it. And I really hope it's not on the inside of the slab, because that will be very, upsetting if that's the case. I might have to try to clean off my slab or something. I apologize. Yeah, it's the 9.6 Moon Knight #1, signed by Scotty Young. This is 2021 when he signed this. But if you see that, that's what was bothering me, is that was not originally on the slab. I don't know if that's interior on the slab that has some sort of, I don't know if maybe there's some movement in here. There's a little bit of movement. So it could be rubbing up on the inner well there. Could be. I don't really, yeah, I guess I really don't see why exactly that would be doing the things it's doing. Interesting indeed. Wonder if that might have to be a reholdering situation. Because like I said, that wasn't originally on the slab itself. So we'll have to take a look into that a little bit later. We may see what we're going to have to do about that. Which is weird because it was sitting in plastic, so it shouldn't have rubbed up on anything because nothing else has that on it. Okay, and the next one is another one of my favorite artists. I got a few of them, top fivers. But this one I thought was really, really cool because I've never seen it. And it was number 21 out of 100, and it's a Peach Momoko Canvas edition. And now this is a 9.9. I'm not familiar with the book itself, and I was like, well, I'm gonna grab it anyways. It was a really good price for a 9.9. I figured something like that should go for a little bit more, and it was like I'm like, I'm gonna try to pick this up, and I thought it was really cool. It was a unique piece, and that's why I picked that one up. And then the next one here is another one. It wasn't a speculation piece. This one was more so, I like the impulse buy. So, so I ended up picking this up. This is the first appearance of Iron Fist here. And again, I got this at a really good price, 8.0 signature. And I had my local comic shop where, I picked this up cheaper than he had it raw. So I was like, sometimes that happens. And so that's why I was like, and this one actually I think is in better shape than the one he had on the shelf. So, and it still sits on the shelf to this day for that very reason. I think it's a little too much. But anyway, so there's that. But I do like Iron Fist. Actually, I got to watch the series, but I thought it was a cool piece anyways. So I figured I'd pick that up. But like I said, sometimes I like the impulse buy. So, also a very expensive slab, and I picked this one up not too long ago either. But it was kind of it's kind of a little rougher than I thought it was. From the pictures, you gotta be careful with that sometimes when you're buying online, because it's this, the first appearance of Black Panther, T'Challa, and it is a 4.5 off-white pages, but there's like a little, like tear in the cover and stuff like that, and the spine's pretty worn. But I mean, the back isn't too terrible, honestly. That's probably why I got the 4.5, because if I was to guess in the front of this cover, I would say it probably is like a 2.5, maybe 3 at best. And so this one's kind of a weird one. Probably also why this one went for relatively cheaper than the normal ones of those go for. And so then we got 2 more here. Now this one is a piece that I bought. This one was also kind of a speculation piece, and actually I bought it before like it started rising in price. I think it's come back down now, but with James Gunn universe coming out and stuff like that, I feel like the first appearance of Black Mana is it's gonna make a comeback eventually. Like I said, I bought this at a really good price, 4.5. Really nice piece, 1967. Presents phenomenally. Now, that's the crazy part about about these because, if you're looking at this one, I mean, that's that's pretty gorgeous for 1967. Has great color and everything to it. I really don't see like a whole lot. It presents wonderfully, and if you compare it to that, you're looking at the same grade, but man, the quality is just so much more on this one than this one. So that's kind of where I'm a little. Grading is definitely a subjective piece, because I would have graded this way higher than a 4.5. Honestly, this probably would have sat at a 5.5, maybe a 6.0. Like I said, the colors are beautiful, and the colors aren't bad on this one. It just has a lot more spine weight. It's very strange in my opinion, because I feel like that Aquaman is just it's just a much higher piece, But believe it or not, so the X-Men book that I bought, like I said, was my most expensive piece. And I somehow got this one cheaper than I bought the X-Men piece, which is crazy. But it is my number one book of all time for me, my personal. And it's a UK variant edition. And I got it, like I said, I got it for cheaper than I got that X-Men. It's a 6.0 Werewolf by Night 32. I put a bid in for this. And honestly, I never thought I would have won it for the price I did. And it was sub 600. I'll say that. It was sub 600 when I got it. And the price that this place had it originally, if I can kind of zoom in on that, maybe hold on, give me a second here. Yeah, that was the original price that they had on this thing, which is probably a comic boom price if I had to guess. Because they threw it up on eBay and it went for, like I said, it was sub 600 that I got this book for, and it was just crazy. I couldn't believe I got it for that price. I know probably a lot of people wouldn't like it because it has that like slice right there, right out like a tape pull. I think that's what really wore down the grade on this one, is that tape pull. It does have a little spine wear on it, but other than that, it's a pretty clean book. Really nice colors and everything, and I do like a nice presenting book. Now that Fantastic 452 is not as much of a looker. Again, I got it at a really good price, and that's probably why, because I was buying the grade, not the book, and that was a mistake I made. Like I said, I probably upbidded a little bit too much for it. I thought about maybe reselling it and then going in for another copy, but I'll have to see on that. That'll have to be for another day, another time, and. But yeah, so that is my top 10 slabs that I own. I do own some other ones. I own like, actually, you know what? Let me give you a bonus. I'll give you a bonus 3 because I have them in sequential order. Give me 1 second here. And now the only thing I need to do for this is I just need to get a 9.6 of one of these. I'll give you the 3 bonus here. So I have a 9.2 in Amazing Spider-Man 298. That's the first appearance of Eddie Brock in cameo, and that's the first Todd McFarlane, which I feel like on Spider-Man, which should be a more significant piece than it is. And then I have the Amazing Spider-Man 299 and a 9.4. You see where I'm going with this? And then I have ASM 300 and a 9.0. Now, what I need to do is get a 9.6, so then I have them all sequentially, a 9.2, a 9.4, and a 9.6. I didn't do that on purpose. Again, I just got these all at a really good deal. It's really weird because sometimes I work out well on eBay, and other times, I take a hit like no, it's not a hit really, but I could have bought a better piece probably for the same amount of money. And but yeah, I had really good luck on all these. I scored a really good price on all of them, and I definitely I want to upgrade that ASM 300 some other day. But I do like having the first appearance of Venom. That's definitely a good piece to have in your collection. Not everyone enjoys ASM 300 as a cover. Not my absolute favorite cover, but definitely not a horrible cover. It is absolutely iconic. Everyone wants one. Everyone probably has one in their collection. and it's just it's just a piece of history. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Sorry, it's a little bit longer one than I normally have been doing, but yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.